Hello, everyone, and welcome to Watkins Glen International. I'm Maxwell Funderburk, joining you here today for the second race of the playoffs for the UBN Prospect Series for the Universal IRacing Series. This is qualifying's currently underway. I believe we're gonna have a pretty good race going here, hopefully at least. Race is 40 laps. Drivers are allotted 3 overtime attempts, 2 additional tire sets, and 1 fast repair. Fast repair is usually only a thing for this series for the third division trucks. So drivers have to make sure they use that wisely. As qualifying is currently underway, let's go ahead and take a second to look at our playoff picture. Here we are right here, our points. Max Ford, currently your points leader. Getting the statistics pulled up right here. So yeah, Max Ford, currently your points leader. 33 above the cutoff. Tyler Helms right behind him with 29 above the cutoff. Relatively close battle for the first place there in the playoffs. Just a note, with our playoffs, there's no win and you're in, so these drivers have to go off of points strictly. And then take a look further down towards the cut. That red line you see there, Joseph Enright, Jose Aguilar, only separated by 3 points. Chase George 7 below the cut after a DNF at Pocono last week. So I'm sure he's going to be trying to make his way back into a, better playoff spot. Only driver that's currently above 10 in is, only 4 drivers are above 10 in terms of the distance towards the cut line. That being Max Ford, Tyler Helms, Wyatt Thompson, and Chase Smith. All drivers below that are pretty close to being eliminated. Everybody from 4th on down, I'd say, are going to have to be pretty careful in this race here. So, just a note for those drivers there. Around 6 minutes left in qualifying. Due to us being at a road course, drivers have 4 laps to try to make a good lap. Logan Brink currently top of the board with a 1:12.148. Zachary Trevino currently in second with I don't have the lap times here. Yes, I do. In second with a 1:12.282, so puts him 0.133 seconds behind Logan Brink in terms of the battle for the pole here tonight. This is our first race of the playoffs. I believe it could be our only race during the playoffs, at least for the trucks. So this is going to bring a completely different type of racing here. So there's no promises on what you guys are guaranteed to see. Hopefully not a bunch of cautions, but you can never be too sure. Well, let's take a look, see who's still out on track. Let's go ahead and take a second. We can look at our current pole sitter driver, Logan Brink, on his 4th and final lap of qualifying. His last lap was invalidated, presumably due to him going off track. Just a note for qualifying, if a driver receives an instant point during their qualifying run, their lap is invalidated, so I believe that's what happened last time around for Logan. Driver in second, oh my goodness, Wyatt's dead. Thompson right there, currently second fastest. There's Trevino in third. Brink still on his final lap, coming through the last corner. Let's see how fast his last lap there is. Not quicker. That last lap was a 12:373, so roughly 3 minutes left in qualifying. Let's see what else, what happens from here. Nicholas Road out on track right now, coming through the last couple of corners. Looking to put up a good lap time. Let's see what he's able to set coming down to the line. Don't believe that that improved his qualifying position any. Trevino right there just took pole with a 12.038, faster than Brink by over a tenth right there. Now, one of our key notes for success here at this track here today, try to keep the car clean, especially up through the Esses and into the bus stop here at Watkins Glen International. It's a very treacherous place for drivers to go, especially in the carousel too. Long right-hander. Got to make sure nothing bad happens through there. Here's a look at the straightaway. Very long straightaway, matter of fact. To deep braking zone. Up through the S's drivers go. Try to keep the car clean as they can. Not much happening right now. Most drivers done with their qualifying laps in a, well, a little bit less than a minute. A little bit less than a minute. We're going to get a word with our pole sitter. As of right now, our provisional pole sitter, Zachary Trevino. The 1:12.038, nearly breaking that 1 minute 12 second mark. He was just a little bit faster. It would have been better. Now this track, car track combo, we've seen some real good racing here before. Just think back about 2 seasons, battle between Trevino and Collazo. Came down to the last lap, I believe. Going into turn 6 or 7, there was contact between them. Collazo got the advantage. May actually have been coming out of the carousel. Hector Collazo got the win for that race. Zachary Trevino now trying his hardest to take his revenge from that race there. He's currently qualified on pole. In just one moment, we're going to try to get a word with our pole sitter, Zachary Trevino. Give me 1 second here, trying to get everything figured out. Here we are, taking a good look at our grid. Our starting lineup, we're going to get that here just 1 second. Here's our starting grid here for the UBN Prospect Series at Watkins Glen. Second race of the playoffs here. Starting on pole, Zachary Trevino with a 1:12.038. Starting on his outside, Logan Brink. Starting in third, Wyatt D. Thompson. In fourth, you have Henry Kalhoff. Next row back, starting on the inside, Carmelo Echeverria with Aaron Kovnat behind him. Seventh is Nicholas Rode with Tyler Helms on his outside. Travis Prather in ninth. Joseph Enright in 10th. Bunkley in 11th. Noah Nicholson 12th. James Cesar in 13th, making his one of his rare starts. Chase Smith 14th. NMJ also making one of his rare starts in the Truck Series, starting 15th with Nick Badson on his outside in 16th. Max Ford 17th with Michael Deitch on his outside in 18th. All drivers from here on back didn't make a lap, that being William Johnson, Hector Colazo, Spencer Morris. Everybody else is part of our crew here tonight. And Joshua Gilbert gets his own section all by himself. He will be making a start here tonight as well. Let's try to get a word from our pole sitter here, Zachary Trevino. Zach, it's Max in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Man, you set a very, very fast lap. Let's just... What are your keys to success here at this track? What are you going to try to do to keep your nose clean and try to win this race?
Nothing, because we're going to the back.
Going to the back? What for?
Because the race official is deciding to send me to the back for my scheme.
Well, there's that right there. Zachary Trevino getting sent to the back very early on in the race. Let's get you back to your VC. All right, yeah, Zachary Trevino going all the way to the back on lap 1 due to that scheme that he's running right there. So I guess that'll make Wyatt Thompson your pole sitter now, since Zach's getting relegated down to the back. Just a note for you for you fans out there. Cars with the yellow spoiler and yellow banner, those are playoff drivers, so just keep your eye out for those guys, as those are your important ones. Now let's try to get a word from our new pole sitter, Wyatt D. Thompson. Wyatt, it's Maxwell in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Well, you didn't qualify first, but you're starting in first. What are you going to do to try to keep your nose clean and win this race?
We're going to try to keep the rear end on it. This thing's driving pretty bad. I'm just hoping to get a top 3 at least. I'm not looking to win or do anything crazy.
Now you're coming into this race 23 above the cutoff line. You got some playoff competition around you. What are you just going to try to do? Do you think that if you do win this race, it'll be able to carry you into the next round?
I think I'll definitely be able to get through next round with winning this. I'm usually pretty consistent, so I'm hoping just to stay on that pace here, top 3.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Good luck in the race.
Appreciate you. You have a nice one.
Good luck. You too. Well, lights on the pace truck are off. Sharp right turn down pit road as Wyatt Thompson is going to start this race here at Watkins Glen International. Green flag is out. Into turn 1. Field very, very, very spread out, but also quite compacted at the same time. Clean through 1. So I'm trying to get some settings fixed right here. My eardrums are being blasted out. Sorry. Well, through the S's on the first lap, Logan Brink is your race leader as of right now. Everybody got through the S's clean enough. Through the bus stop for the first time. We got 40 laps around this track. Thompson not quite on his bumper, but not falling too far behind either. Gap is only about 0.2. Thompson got a better run out of the carousel there down the back stretch into 6. Probably not going to try to make a move yet. First lap, nearly in the books. Logan Brink currently leading. Let's take a look. Third place, Carmelo Echeverria. About a second back from the back of Thompson. Rode right behind him. He's up a couple of positions from his starting spot of 7th. Currently up 3 positions. Right behind him, Kalhoff battling with Tyler Helms. Tyler Helms, a playoff driver. Very, very loose there. Keeping it straight. Now talk about Helms, one of the guys you typically don't think of as being a road course racer. But as of recently, he's been trying to get more into the sports car side of things here on iRacing. So far, it seems like it's helped a little bit. Currently up 3 spots from his starting position of 8th. Having a pretty good run so far. Back up to the front. Brink now is the gap to over a second to second of Wyatt D. Thompson. Everything relatively spread out so far. Travis Prather, I believe, self-spun. There's Chase George just getting the start. Max Ford, playoff driver, currently the furthest back in the field. Taking a look at it, turn 1 here. Nicholas Rode trying to set up the pass on Carmelo Echeverria. Now, Rode didn't make the playoffs. Was out only by a few positions, but Carmelo, one of the last ones in. Rode real loose out of, what is that, turn 3. Into the bus stop. Gonna keep the gap about the same to the rear end of Echeverria. He's blinking a little bit there. Rode now side by side with Echeverria as they head down the front straightaway. Nearly even. Rode with a slight advantage in the 1. Echeverria's going to break out early right there. Probably a smart decision. Drivers out of 1. Up into 2. Through the Esses. One of the harder parts of the track. One of the hardest sections that these drivers see here on their schedule. Taking a look back up at first. Logan Brink into the bus stop. Currently has the lead by over a second and a half to Wyatt Thompson. Taking a look at him rolling through right there. There you can see Thompson and Rode. And here you can see it a little bit. The driver's heading down the long straightaway here. Not as long as the back or the front, but definitely one of them into 6. Pretty good advantage for Brink right here. Now, just a reminder, there aren't stages in this series. This is our only series that we don't actually have stages for. So, as long as the caution doesn't fly, these drivers are going to make it to the end. But they may have to pit for fuel. I believe that they will have to pit for fuel. Taking a look right here with Noah Nicholson. Currently 5th in the playoff standings. 7 above the cutoff. A lot of people are going to be shifted around for sure once the points are calculated after this race. So we do have a couple of playoff drivers that aren't running too well, such as Max Ford. Ford, usually a front runner here in the UBN Prospect Series, but currently running 17th. Although Travis Prather and Chase George are also both playoff drivers who are running probably not too well right now. William Johnson blinked out, I believe. Don't know where he went. I believe he may have DNF'd already. There we are looking at our last place driver, Asher Bunkley, just entering the carousel. Blinking out, actually, as Logan Brink, your race leader, just came out of turn 1. So the gap pretty big between first and last, but Logan Brink's running really well right now. Over a 2-second gap to second. Gap behind that, nearly 5 seconds. This is our first little pack right here. Take a look at Kalhoff and Helms as they enter the bus stop. A lot of road course racing, especially here at Watkins Glen, is just sort of a game of cat and mouse. Who's going to break earlier? Who's going to break later? You just got to try to find out. Through turn 5. Road in third leading this pack here. Two closest drivers are, of course, Helms and now Echeverria. Was Kalhoff. Man, Carmelo Echeverria having a good night tonight. Currently running 4th. Coming into this race, he was 7th in points. Only 4 above the cutoff line. So as of right now, I believe he's running pretty good. Oh, I don't know what we're looking at right now. Whoops. Well, since we're in it, we might as well just take a lap on board with Echeverria here. Trying to get to the rear end of road right in front of him. Trying to not get too much curb through the carousel, try to keep the truck under him. Oh, as that's Brink right there that's off. Logan Brink, your race leader, spun out right there. That's going to allow Thompson to get into the lead. Let's try to get a replay on what just happened there. It looks like he just lost it, spun out into the corner. We're going to try to get another look. So here he is down the short chute, I guess you could call it. Going into 6th. Oh, just lost the rear end. He was your race leader. Now he's running 6th, so that's going to allow Thompson into the race lead. Current gap to second of Nicholas Rode. Around 3 seconds, but Rode seems to be closing on him a little bit quicker. Almost a quarter way through this race already. If we run green the rest of the way, it shouldn't take much longer. But that is a big if. There you can see Thompson just went off your screen. Rode and company there. Basically the top 7 right there. Trevino, the last car in that pack, I should say. We're going to take a look. Hopefully for some side-by-side action. Looking at Helms and Kalhoff right here. Into 1. Side-by-side. Kalhoff going to run wide right there. Going to actually lose some time in a position of Brink, who's back up into 5th from that spin just occurred. Down the back straightaway. Into the bus stop. The order's going to stay the same. Not much side-by-side action happening right now. Closest thing we have to a battle is between, well, I suppose Helms and Brink right now. Here's some side-by-side action. Chase Smith, Noah Nicholson, James Cesar. A little bit of action here. Both Cesar and Nicholson running University of Charlotte. University of North Carolina, Charlotte, I should say, for the full name. Cesar currently in front of Nicholson. Smith in front of both of them, running that Love's Truck Stop truck. Looks pretty nice, if I do say so myself. He's going to go around right in front of Cesar. Cesar's going to get around him. Let's go ahead and get a replay on that. Nothing better to look at, I suppose. Just into one, rear end stepped out a little bit. Went around, yeah. Good job on Cesar. Especially good job on Nicholson there to really get around him and to not get too much damage from that. Looks like Smith's right front might be a little bit bent up, but other than that, it looks like he's running fine. Taking a look back at our race leader, Thompson. Gap is over 4 seconds, and it's definitely growing. Now down to, well, yeah, just hovering around 4, I should say. We can go ahead and take a look at our comparison laps between Thompson and Rode. Thompson's last lap was a 13.503. Rode's last lap was a 13.385, so Rode lapped a little bit quicker that last lap by only by about, I don't know, a tenth and a half or so. Not much going on right now. A little bit. It looks like we might have a little bit of side-by-side action right here between Helms and Echeverria. We might have a side-by-side battle here soon through turns 6 and 7. Helms is going to dive it low, going through the final corner. Going to get a little bit loose off the corner there. Going to allow Echeverria to keep the advantage for that third position. See Brink running really, really wide right there. Nearly hitting that wall coming out of turn 1. Tires may be a little bit flat spotted due to that spin that he had earlier on, but it seems like he's recovered pretty well. Taking a look in the carousel, you can see Thompson right there. Rode right behind. Then here comes the rest of them. Everybody in the top 7 right there, with Kalhoff being the last one. Trevino just got by Helms for 5th right there. Trevino's on a mission. His last lap was a 14.057. We're going to get an updated one right here. 14.043. Best lap is a 12.499, so a little bit slower than what he was running for his fastest lap. I do just want to say real quick, sorry if the commentary is not that great. Feel a little bit under the weather, and there's not a ton of on-track action happening right here, but we're trying to get the best of it, see what's going on. Biggest mover of the race so far probably goes to Chase George, up 5 spots from his starting position. 20th, now in 15th. A couple of cars have scratched, but nearly to the back bumper of Bunkley as they go into the bus stop. switching to interval on the left side there. You can see George hovering around 3 to 4 tenths back from Bunkley for, well, not exactly last place, but nearly last place on track. Only got 3 drivers behind right there. A little bit swervy. Just taking a look at Thompson here for a second. Led most of the race so far. Started technically on the pole after Trevino got sent to the rear. Started with Brink next to him. Brink spun it while leading. Now he's currently in 4th. Rode about 4.5 seconds back from Thompson. You can see a real loose coming out of turn 1 there. Rear end of the car nearly got out from underneath of him. Really spun it too. You see Brink side by side with Trevino, just got by him. I believe they were just battling there for a second. Down the backstretch towards the bus stop. Brink's actually going to get a pretty good run on Echeverria here going into the carousel. Not going to quite be enough to get to him. Getting pretty near them, though. Riding on board. Well, rode on board there with Echeverria and Brink for a little bit. But here comes Trevino. He's going to make a move on Echeverria up into 4th. Possibly looking to make a move on Brink for 3rd. See the pack here getting around the lapper of Max Ford as someone was just around big time. That's going to be Nick Batson there. And that's going to bring out our first caution of the night. Let's get a replay here, see what happened. Well, froze for us. We're going to try to get a look here. Coming out of the carousel. Rear end sliding out. Hit the transition there to the runoff area and just spun it right in front of that pack right there. So I see why they threw the caution, try to keep everybody safe. We're going to ride on board here with Batson. They just gassed it up a little bit too much coming out the corner. Lost the rear end. Nick Batson, single car spin, going to bring out our first caution of the night here at Watkins Glen. I believe most of the field is probably going to come down and pit here. Don't know how bad the tire fall off is, but not sure. Hope this race gets over for too long. Got a astronomy project I gotta finish before I go back to school tomorrow. Thompson, still your race leader. Led most of the laps so far this race. Definitely led the most out of the field. Started 3rd, so he's up 2 spots. Kept it clean so far with no incidents. He's had a good race so far, to say the least. There's Max Ford, currently 17th, riding around in that front pack. You can see he has some pretty bad front end damage, so if I had to guess, probably going to try to come down pit road, get as much of that paired as he can without taking his fast repair. Because do remember, these drivers have a fast repair. Well, here we are. Most of the field's going to come down pit road. Those lappers there, Ford, Badson on your right side, stayed out. They're going to try to get their lap back. Yeah, essentially the entire field down into pit lane. Let's go ahead and take a look right here. We're looking inside of Wyatt Thompson's right front suspension. Getting a new pair of Goodyear tires. If only you could actually see him coming off. Well, race off of pit road's going to go first to Thompson, second to Brink, third to Trevino, fourth to Rhodes. So Nicholas Rhodes actually lost a couple spots there. Echeverry is going to come off on fifth, Helms in sixth. Let's actually see, did Trevino take let's see, pit box time, 14.3. So yeah, he took 4 tires and fuel. Just an incredible stop by the 45 team right there. Look to the driver right behind, 14.9. Just a little bit longer than what Trevino had there, so no wonder he was able to get off that quick. There's Thompson, 14.8. First driver off of pit road on our first round of pit stops. Do the caution coming out. You see him right there, the 95, the cause of that caution. Self-spin. Right around here, matter of fact, coming out the carousel, just gassed it up a little bit too much. Kept the truck clean, though, I will say that. Kept the truck clean. For those of you that aren't, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you don't miss these races. Universal iRacing Series, also known as UIS, the league that we're broadcasting for right now, runs 3 times a week. Run Friday, Saturday, and Monday. Monday being what you're watching right now, the UBN Prospect Series, which is our truck series, NASCAR truck series. Currently in the playoffs. Second race of the playoffs right now here at Watkins Glen. First round was at Pocono. Aaron Kovnat won that race. Taking a look at Aaron Kovnat matching with Henry Kalhoff right there in the FTN broadcasting trucks. Wyatt Thompson, current race leader, coming into this race. Third in points. 23 above the cutoff. Highest driver coming in was Max Ford, only 33 above cutoff. Just a note here, winner of these races only gets 45 points, so all of these drivers within that number, for the most part. Actually, Ford and Helms are the only 2 that were out. Ford had 52 coming in, Helms with 48 coming in. All the other drivers, all within a relatively close points window. Lights on the pace truck are off, signaling 1 lap until we are back green flag racing. There you can see the 95 of Badson going to get his lap back, presumably. There's a good view of the field right here. Looking at the rear end camera of Thompson. There you can see Brink back up to second. Matter of fact, our front row is the same as what it was for the start of this race. You can see the driver right behind Thompson got sent to the rear end at the beginning of the race. Thompson gonna be your control car. He's free to go anytime within the restart zone. Completely up to his discretion. drivers getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Pace truck about to come back down pit road. There you can see them all. Thompson, your control car. Green flag's going to fly for the second time here at Watkins Glen. Thompson with a great restart to Brink there behind him. Into one. The field goes. Most drivers running wide out of one. Thompson still the leader coming out of turn one into two. Trevino's trying to get up next to Brink. Not going to quite be enough. Out of the S's. Still going to be Thompson. He got a great restart there. Fired off real early. Got the good advantage in the one. Nicholas Road battling with Carmelo Echeverria there for 1 second. Echeverria got the advantage. And Max Ford is around in the back. Caution's going to fly once more. So is Tyler Helms. Those two are teammates. Let's go ahead and take a look what happened. See what happened between these two drivers. So it looks like Max Ford just lost it. Got into the wall and got into Helms. So fortunate for both those drivers. We're going to get another replay here. Taking a look at our drone cam. Sorry for all the trees. Here we are. There you can see Max Ford just kind of lost it. Got into Tyler Helms. We'll take a look with Joseph Enright. Riding on board with Joseph Enright. There you can see Helms right there. Ford is on Enright's inside here. Trying to get around Helms there. Did a little bit of contact, but didn't seem like it was too much. There's the 11 of Ford. 1 of Helms. You can see his right front's bent in a little bit. Probably not too much to the point that the truck's undrivable, but he's definitely want to get that repaired coming down pit road. Second caution of the night is out after a spin by Max Ford coming down into the bus stop there. Thompson still your race leader. Most of the field probably not coming down this time buys. They came down about 3 laps ago due to that caution that just flew. Those of you football fans that's not watching the Natty, but watching this, Indiana's got a 10-0 lead. About 12 minutes left in the third quarter. I don't know about you guys, but I think I got Indiana for this one. Coming this time, let's see who comes down pit road. Doesn't look like anybody is actually going to come down pit road. Scratch that. Bunkley, Deitch down pit road. There's Enright in the back. Helms, Badson, Ford. A couple of those drivers that were involved. James Cesar stayed out. There's the ticker updating. Lights on the pace truck still on, but if these drivers get out of pit road quick enough, then we may go green this time by. Lights on the pace truck still on. So we're probably gonna go back around one more time before we actually get the sign. The drivers are gonna go back green flag racing. Yeah, not going green this time by. Drivers are going to go by one more time. Lights on the pace truck are officially off now, signaling one lap until we're back green flag racing. Thompson, your race leader. Logan Brink next to him. Trevino in third. Currently 23 out of 40 laps in, so just a little bit past halfway. I don't know about you guys, but I'm trying to get this race done really quick. I don't know why, but right now I just kind of feel like crap. Don't feel very good, trust me. At all. So it looks like Max X4 just lost it. It got into the wall and got into Helms, so... Here's a good look at the field, just a little good look at the field right there. Thompson's gonna be your control truck once more. So the pace truck is gonna turn down pit road. As it's gonna be Thompson and Brink once more on the front row. As we're going back green flag racing for the third time today here at Watkins Glen. Thompson with a great jump once more down into turn one, heavy braking zone. Trevino onto the inside of Brink into one. Field fanning out as they head into two. Up the S's, Trevino's going to slide his way into third. Rhodes going to focus his eyes on the rear bumper of Logan Brink behind him. Down the back straightaway into this heavy braking zone. Thompson the first on the brakes, Trevino right behind him. Trevino's going to get on his rear bumper as they're going through the S's. Excuse me, as they go through the carousel. Remember, Trevino was your initial pole sitter but got sent to the back at the beginning of the race. Into six, he's going to try to get right onto the rear bumper of Thompson. Out of the final corner, Thompson's going to get the better advantage off. Heading down into one. Trevino's looking on the inside. Not going to make the move yet. I think he's just going to wait for Thompson to make the mistake first. Battle for nearly last on track right now between Deitch and Cesar. Kovnat's way back behind. Something may have happened to him. Let's try to get a look and see what happened. Ran wide out of 6. Might have just gotten a slowdown. Yeah, just looks like a slowdown penalty right there. Caused him to drop down to 16th, nearly last. Taking a look at the battle for the race lead once more. It's going to be Thompson, Trevino. Same as it's been for most of the race. Thompson's definitely stronger through turn 7, the last turn that you just saw right there. Down the straightaway, he's able to just get a better run off. Seems like he might be able to break just a little bit later into 1 as well. A little bit better than Trevino is. You can see the top 4 here all separated from each other by around 3/10 each. It's Trevino now going to try to get right back to the rear bumper of Thompson, heading in to the bus stop. Thompson got on the brakes a little bit later than Trevino did. Got the better entry, but who's going to get the better exit? Trevino's going to get the better exit. Right back into the carousel, though. Who's going to get the drive off here? Looking about even. Faking the move. Trevino looked like he was about to do it, but didn't. Backed out right before. Now, before that caution, Thompson had quite the cushion over second, who was road at the time, but now he hasn't been able to pull away quite yet. Been green for about 4 laps since our last caution. As Trevino's going to send it way too deep into the corner. He's going to get passed by Brink for second. Looks like he just sent it a little bit too deep into the corner there. Definitely not one of the mistakes that you'd be looking for from a driver like Trevino there. Taking a look at our last lap, Thompson was faster than Brink, but Trevino was faster than both of them. Trevino now back it down into 3rd due to him oversending 1 a little bit there about a lap or so ago. I will say, no matter how exciting the racing looks, been very boring to commentate so far. Taking a look further back once more, playoff driver Tyler Helms not having quite the night that he's wanted, running 14th right now. Was running pretty far up, but after some contact with Ford coming into the bus stop, been, wouldn't say relegated, but he's down 6 positions from his starting spot of 8th. Definitely not the night that he's wanted so far. Take a look at the opposite. His teammate, Max Ford, the one that he made contact with to bring our last caution out, currently up 7 spots from his starting position of 17th, was running around nearly dead last for the first portion of our race prior to that first caution. So he's made quite the rebound. Joseph Enright right behind, also involved in that contact between Ford and Helms there. He's riding around right behind Ford as well. Back to the lead. Brink is actually catching a little bit to the rear end of Thompson, but Trevino still right behind. Riding on board with Wyatt Thompson. Just got to see how slowly they take that final turn. Just trying their hardest not to spin out coming on the front straightaway. You want to stay stable as much as you can. Big acceleration zone. If your run's bad out of the final turn and into onto the front stretch, then you're not going to have much momentum for the rest of your lap, especially up through the S's. It's such an integral part of having a fast lap, just right through here. Down the back straightaway. Brink right on the tail of Thompson there. It's been the occurrence all night, relatively, with Thompson battling with anybody else, where Thompson actually breaks a little bit earlier than the guy behind him. Seems like he's able to keep the guy behind in that same position. Brinked into the grass a little bit, overshot the corner there. Still right behind, rear end stepping out a little bit. Remember, Trevino still right behind the 46 of Brink. There you can see your top three into one heavy braking zone. As Brink is going to hit the rear end of Thompson a little bit. I don't know if that was intentional or if he just overshot the corner a little bit. Some contact between first and second there. I think that's actually going to cause Brink to lose a little bit more time. Gap was less than 2/10, but now it's nearly reaching 3. But Brink's going to get the run off of the turn onto the back straightaway. My goodness, my words aren't wording. He's going to overshoot the bus stop. He's going to have to take the slowdown right through there. Probably going to allow Road to get up next to him in the carousel here. Actually going to allow Road to get past him. It's been small mistakes all night so far for Logan Brink that have cost him most of his track position. Something I want to highlight here real quick, though. Nicholas Road, take a look at his left front. You can see it's actually bent in a little bit right there. There's a better angle of it. You can see it's bent in. So I'm not sure how that's affecting the run of that truck right there, but it could be in a negative manner. Back to the race leader, Wyatt Thompson, into one on lap 31 out of 40. 10 laps to go here at Watkins Glen. Been a pretty good race so far. Only 2 cautions on the night. One of them was from a slower car spinning in front of our race leaders. The other one was from contact between other 2 drivers. Brink lost 2 more spots there, actually, to Kalhoff and Echeverria. Let's try to get a replay, see what happened, or if that was just a... So here we are. We saw that live. Him losing a little bit of position. Actually, is the caution's going to be out. Not sure what for, but the caution is out. Just trying to see who the caution's out for. No clue why the caution came out there. Here's our race leader, Thompson, just getting picked up by the pace truck. Trying to find out a reason for the caution here. Uh-oh. Getting word from our race controller, cause of cautions, Chase George. Going into turn 1. So let's try to see what happened here. I believe caution already flew. There we go. So this is a replay taking a look at Chase George. He did lose a lot of positions from where he was. So let's just see what happened. Hit the curb. Yeah, just spun it right there. Right on the track. Backed it up. Got it back rolling. Yeah, that's probably a good reason to throw the caution right there. Taking a look at the driver. Right at our last caution, Chase George Bringing out our third caution of the night. Lap 32 out of 40. Just 9 laps to go here at Watkins Glen. Track actually now under cloud cover compared to it being pretty sunny earlier. Let's see if anybody is going to come down pit road. Thompson staying out. Trevino staying out. Rhodes staying out. Furthest driver back is Logan Brink coming in. Furthest up, I should say. It's going to be Brink, Prather, Smith, Cesar, Enright, Deitch, Bunkley, and George all coming down pit road. Everybody from first to ninth stayed out right there. Maybe hoping that tires aren't going to make that much of a difference for this short run here. Hopefully, for the short run. So just an update here. Something I didn't notice. Noah Nicholson has been disqualified. I don't know whatever happened, but apparently made contact with James Cesar under caution. Apparently he ran into him at around 150 mph. So Noah Nicholson's been disqualified by our race official Jackson Brown. So he's out. Definitely not what he wanted for sure. Considering that he came into this race. Let's see right here. He came into this race with not much of a gap towards the cutoff line. He came in 5th, only 7 above the cutoff. So definitely not great for him. I don't think that I'll be able to find it, but I might be able to try to find when the contact happened. This might be a little bit hard to do, because I actually have no idea whenever the contact was made. Oh, 16 laps ago. So a long time ago. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to find whenever it happened. But word definitely doesn't sound good from what happened. Trying to get a look back at our race leader. Hello. Hello. There we go. Drivers back side by side, lined up once more, getting ready to go back green flag racing, hopefully for the final time. They're going to come back green flag racing with 6 laps to go here at Watkins Glen. As of right now, it seems like Wyatt's probably in a very, very good playoff position. Next playoff driver up in the field going to be Echeverria, but Max Ford right there with him. So is Tyler Helms. All those guys probably looking for a good points finish here tonight. All of them had a relatively good run at Pocono 1 week ago. But let's see what happens. Drivers aren't going to have much time, but they're definitely going to try to take advantage of the time that they do have left. I know that for sure. One more time, let's take a look at our points. Very crude, but there we are. Before coming in, Max Ford 33 above, Tyler Helms 29, Wyatt Thompson 23. Currently your race leader. Smith was 11, Nicholson +7. He's already been disqualified from this race, so he might be below. Prather 6, Carmelo Echeverria +4, Enright +3, Aguilar 3 below. He didn't show up. Chase George was 7 below. So, like I said earlier, playoff picture very, very close for all of these drivers. As Wyatt Thompson is getting ready to take the green flag for the 4th time today. Hopefully our final restart of this race, but nothing's guaranteed here at Watkins Glen. Into the restart zone. Green flag is going to fly for the 5th time here tonight. Excuse me, 4th time. That was my bad there. Thompson's going to have a good jump. Going to have the lead going into 1. Pretty good advantage over everybody else behind him. Trevino, the gap around 5 trucks. Only a few to 3rd of Kalhoff. Got a good jump on the road there on the restart. Through to the backstretch. Coming down into the bus stop there, you can see in the back there, you saw Joseph Enright around. As everybody's wrecking into the bus stop here. Not good, not good. Caution's going to fly once more. Some of those involved: Nick Batson, Max Ford, Aaron Kovnat, Carmelo Echeverria. I believe Deitch might have been involved too. Let's go ahead and try to get a replay here, see what happened. So here we are looking at Nick Batson. And it looks like he might have just not gotten checked. Oh, no. It was Max Ford. Rear end just slipped out going into the bus stop. There you can see Travis Prather in the 41 right there. He's got some damage. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Take a look at that again. We're going to ride on board here with Max Ford. Just lost it under braking. We're going to take a look on board with Batson here now. It looks like Batson ran into in the back, presumably by Kovnat there. Trying to avoid that contact. Well, Max Ford was having a pretty good night so far. Seems like his luck might have turned around just a little bit. Probably not what he wanted to happen right there. Probably not what Thompson wanted to happen there either. He had a pretty good advantage, but the advantage is going to be all for naught. We're back under caution. Let's see if anybody's going to come down pit road. Last time by, it was the top 9 that stayed out. Top 9's definitely different now than it was a little bit ago. Well, here's the final call. Who's coming in for tires? Thompson looks like he's considering it. He's not coming in. Means nobody else behind is as well. Leader's usually the one that controls that. He didn't come in this time. So it looks like everybody's staying out. Thompson choosing the inside. Excuse me, lights on the pace truck still off. So lanes are not decided yet. Gonna go back green flag racing. 3 laps to go, I believe. Maybe no. I believe we're gonna go back green flag racing with 2 to go. Natural green white checker. Seems like we've seen a couple of those the past few weeks here in the Universal IRacing Series. Just think about Pocono Cup, I believe. We just saw another one of those. if you're not already, I know I've probably already said this a couple of times, but if you're not already, make sure you go ahead and follow the Universal Broadcasting Network YouTube channel so you don't miss more races like this. We stream the Universal iRacing Series. Races on Friday, Saturday, and Monday. Friday being our Xfinity Series, Saturday being our Cup Series, and Mondays being our Truck Series. Currently in the playoffs for all three series. After this weekend, next weekend, we're going to be back at Iowa the second time this season. Visited Iowa earlier on. I believe Max Ford actually won that race, so maybe a good time for him to gain some more points. Next round of 8, going to be Michigan, Kansas, and Bristol. Chopping it down to 4 after that for our season finale at Homestead Miami Speedway. Schedule's relatively similar for Cup. I believe it might actually be the same. Yeah, I believe the rest of the season's the same for all three series from here on out. So make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss those races. Feel free to join our Discord so that you don't miss any notifications in case something happens with the stream. We end up on a different streamer. Thompson chose the inside. Been the favorite for most of the race so far. Led nearly every lap. Only leaders have been him and Logan Brink, who's currently in 9th. So not having the night that he's quite wanted. He was running up high pretty early on, but they're involved in a couple incidents. Spun from the lead, matter of fact. So he's lost quite a couple of positions from that. Drivers getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Just about back on their toes. It's the pace truck pulling it down pit road. Thompson's going to be your control car. Back green flag racing for the 5th time tonight. Green flag out for our natural overtime finish. 2 laps remaining. Thompson with a great jump, but Trevino not bad as well. Looks like he might actually spin the tires a little bit into the braking zone. Road now side by side. There you can see some drivers around in the back. Caution is going to fly. James Cesar, one of those drivers involved right there. We're taking a look. Busting it down to slow motion into 1. See a lot of stuff happening. Looks like Nick Batson just kind of turned left into Cesar there. Let's take a look at that again. We're going to ride on board with Nick Batson here. Restarting 11th. Pretty far deep into the field. Down into 1. Not sure what happened. Might have locked up the rears or something. But got into Cesar there. These two made some good contact. Brought out another caution. That'll be our 5th one of the night. Thompson, still your leader again. Although I do believe that time by Road actually gained a position on Kalhoff. Kalhoff didn't quite get the restart that he wanted, so Road's gonna restart right behind Thompson. Not calling it yet, but I wouldn't be shocked if Road tries to make some sort of move going into one on the incurring restart. Something may happen soon. Nick Baston, I guess not Badson, Baston has been involved in a couple of incidents so far. Only run a couple of races so far for him. Let's go ahead and take a look at his season statistics so far. Matter of fact, maybe his first start this season in this Indy trucks. Yeah, first start of the season for him in the trucks definitely isn't going the way that I think he'd want it to. Done for talking about statistics. Looking at our race leader, Wyatt D. Thompson, currently has 1 win on the season so far. Got 1 pole as well. Hasn't been a super incredible season for him so far, but he's definitely been fairly consistent. Currently has 6 top 5, 7 top 10, so he's been up front pretty much every race he's started in. Only started in 11. Definitely not super high on the laps led, but after this race he sure will be. Coming in, he only led 32 compared to a season high holder, I believe, of probably, yeah, Jacob Quill leading 130. Jacob also is tied for the most number of poles with 2 this season. Not running full time, but subbing for people, making some part-time starts as well, just for the fun. Jacob Quill I don't think he's ever going to give up running in the UIS. Retired from full-time competition last year, but yeah, I think he likes it a little bit. He likes racing here just a little bit too much to fully give it up. I believe drivers are probably going to get the signal for 1 lap until they're back green flag racing after this lap. Well, let's see here. Looks like the lights on the pace truck are going to turn off this time by. Thompson's going to choose the inside lane. It's where he's been restarting pretty much every time he's had the opportunity to restart from the lead. We're going into our first overtime. Remember, they have 3 overtime attempts, so they got to make sure that they use them wisely. Top 3 right now, Thompson, Trevino, Road starting on that inside line. I know it says Kalhoff, but Road's right there. It's going to be interesting to see what some of these drivers do coming into turn 1 off the restart. Some of them got to be a little bit desperate. Thompson, race leader, and Helms are the only 2 playoff drivers that are in the top 5, but Smith, starting 7th, is the next one. Max Ford running last right now. Definitely not what he wanted. So is Carmelo running second to last. Both those guys were running pretty well at one point or another, but now just aren't running quite as well as they were earlier. Thompson definitely looking for a good restart here. He's gotten the advantage on Trevino the last couple of restarts going into one. Able to just get on the gas a little bit quicker than Trevino has been. Let's see if he's able to do that same thing here. I think Road might actually have a little bit of damage on his front end. Can't see it well right here. Yeah, his left front's still a little bit bent up from earlier on. Guess he never got the opportunity to actually repair that damage. But here we are, folks. Pace truck. About to come down pit road. It's going to be Thompson and Trevino. Thompson's the control truck. Contact, actually, as they go back. Green flag racing. That contact slowed them down a ton as they're coming into turn one. Thompson's still going to have the advantage into one, although he's going to run really wide. Trevino and Kalhoff are going to get in front of him. So is Road right there. Nicholas Road, your race leader right now, but Tyler Helms is right behind him, and they're not happy as Trevino's going to clean out Kalhoff. Caution's still out. Oh, and caution's. Oh, my goodness, what is happening? Caution is out. Caution's out. What in the world just happened? So we got like 100 things to look at here. So we're going to go for our second overtime. You can see, okay. Thompson and Trevino made contact on the restart. Thompson overshot turn one by quite a bit. Allowed Trevino to get onto his inside. And then in the back, I don't know who, but in the back somewhere, somebody's around. There, you can see right there. Travis Prather's around right here. So that causes a bunch more cars in the back to end up around. So now we're going to focus back on Trevino. Makes a little bit of contact with Road, who's now your race leader. So now Trevino's out of the groove. Then Helms and Road make contact. Then Trevino just absolutely cleans out Kalhoff for no apparent reason. And then I think that Nicholas Road got wrecked by Tyler Helms. So a lot of stuff just happened there. Let's take a look at the Helms Road contact once more. So yeah, Helms got into the rear end of Road there, caused him to go around. And then everybody else just comes piling in. Race leader Thompson, or led most of the race before this, actually involved there. And then we ended up with a track blocker. You can see Brink coming across. Kovnat made it through. Smith involved. Huge wreck. So with all of that, Tyler Helms is going to be your race leader. Asher Bunkley is going to be second. Aaron Kovnat looking to make it 2 in a row. He's going to be in third. Drivers preparing to go back racing for their second overtime. Second out of 3, I may add. That was quite the wreck there. So much happened. All in the span of about a quarter and a half. So, first wreck I've seen like that in quite some time. Lights on the pace truck still on. Just a note right now, Natty's 17-14 Indiana, so it's anybody's game as of right now. Definitely going to be an exciting finish to that one. So yeah, that wreck right there was definitely a big one for sure. I think anybody was expecting that wreck to involve that many cars. But here they are once more, gonna go back green flag racing with 2 to go. Hopefully they make it past the Esses this time. Hopefully they make a lap instead. A lot of the drivers that were up front are now in the back. So that's something I will say. Lights on the pace truck, probably going to shut off this time by signaling 1 lap to go for the drivers. 1 lap until they go back green flag racing. It's going to be Thompson and Trevino. Thompson's the control truck. Contact, actually, as they go back green flag racing. That contact slowed them down. Lights on the pace truck off. They're going to go back green flag racing next time by their 2nd out of 3 overtime attempts. Hopefully they'll make it at least a lap this time by. But if not, they have 1 more attempt. As they're coming into turn 1. Thompson's still going to have the advantage into 1, although he's going to run really wide. Trevino and Kalhoff are going to get in front of him. So is Rode right there. Nicholas Rode, your race leader right now, but Tyler Helms is right behind him, and they're not happy as Trevino's going to clean out Kalhoff. Caution still out. Oh, and caution. Oh, my goodness, what is happening? Caution is out. Well, we're going to go back green flag racing this time by. It's going to be Helms and Bunkley, your front row. Helms, the control truck. Made a little bit of contact on the last lap. Not on the last lap, but last green flag lap that we had here at Watkins Glen. Got Nicholas Rode out of the lead. Cost him to go around. You can see him a little bit further back. Took his fasty. A huge wreck just happened. A lot of drivers have been affected by that, but hopefully we'll make it at least 1 lap green. The leader will be able to take the white flag. Hopefully we'll be up and out of here soon, and we'll have a winner declared for our 2nd race of the playoffs here in the UBN Prospect Series, in the Universal iRacing Series. Drivers ready to go back green flag racing. The green is displayed. It's Tyler Helms, Asher Bunkley, green flag, back out for our 2nd overtime here at Watkins Glen into turn 1. Tyler Helms with a big advantage. He's going to send it in deep. He's loose. They're wrecking once more. Helms around. Everybody makes it around him. It's going to allow Kovnat into the race lead. Deitch in 2nd. Echeverria in 3rd. He's really turned his night around. They're wrecking in the back once more. Nicholas Rode around. Caution is out once more. So we saw Tyler Helms ended up around. Oh, big wreck there between Prather and Rode. Got Rode turned around. We're going to take a look at that one more time. Oh, so those two doored each other, trying to avoid all the Helms stuff. Field was really, really spread out. I don't know what Prather was thinking there. He doored Rode into Smith. Not sure what happened there, why he decided to do that, but it's going to put Kovnat as your race leader. It's our 7th caution of the night. We're now on to our 3rd and final overtime here. Drivers are going to actually have to try to make it because caution will not be thrown. They're going to have to try to make it the rest of the way around. At least I don't think that it will be. So your top 3 is going to be Kovnat, Deitch, and Echeverria. All these guys were relatively far back before our first overtime attempt happened. So a lot of stuff has happened for sure. I think Kovnat's trying to catch to the pace truck. So you can see the pace truck just about at the line right there. Well, here's Kovnat. Won last weekend at Pocono. Looking to make it 2 in a row. Not currently a playoff driver in the trucks. Playoff driver in the Cup Series. But he's made his way up to the race lead. Farthest up playoff driver we got is Echeverria. Enright's right behind him, though, in 4th. Enright started this race in 10th, up 6 positions. Let's just take a look at Michael for a second. Michael Deitch started this race 18th, up 16 positions into P2. He's going to be starting next to Aaron Kovnat. Definitely going to be an interesting finish. I could see Logan Brink getting his lap back. It's been a pretty interesting race so far. We're on our 3rd and final overtime. None of these guys have led a green flag lap so far. At least none of the guys in the top 3 have. Don't actually think that anybody in the top 10 has, other than Tyler Elms. But whenever we go back green flag racing, it's for sure going to be one thriller of an overtime. Drivers are probably going to try their hardest to win the race, but also make it back for the white flag. And hopefully the checkered flag for that matter. I believe the drivers are going to get the signal for one more lap till they go back green flag racing here in 1 second. Kovnat's going to choose what line he wants to run. The lights on the pace car shut off here, which they are. Kovnat opting for the outside lane. First time all night that I think we've actually seen a driver opt for the outside instead of the inside on a restart. Interesting call there for sure from the 56 team. But let's see what happens. He's got a teammate on his inside, matter of fact. As far as I'm aware, him and Deitch are actually teammates. So this restart's going to be interesting here. Here's a good look at the field. Now, so far this season, Kovnat, 1 win, 3 top 5s, 5 top 10s. So he hasn't been up front super often. Missed out on the playoffs by only 30 points. So he was pretty close to making it in. Didn't quite have enough gas in him to make it to the end, you should say, or you could say. But here we are. He's going to be our control truck whenever we go back green flag racing. Only around 2 more laps until we get the green flag. It's going to be Kovnat and Deitch on the front row. Enright, Echeverria behind. It's going to be an interesting restart for sure on our 3rd and final overtime here at Watkins Glen. Pace truck down pit road. Kovnat, your control truck. Green flag is back out here at Watkins Glen for our 3rd and final overtime attempt. Down into 1. Not much happening on the back. Baston around, keeping it green flag racing. Kovnat with a pretty good advantage for the lead, side by side for a second between Echeverria and Deitch. Echeverria is going to clear him coming out of the Esses onto the back straightaway. Kovnat's gap over half a second and growing steadily nearly at 7/10. Pretty single file into the bus stop. Further back, Chase George in the grass trying to make a pass on Deitch there for 3rd. Chase George, a playoff driver, trying to benefit as much as he can. Looking back up at the front, gap growing from 1st to 2nd, that being Kovnat and Echeverria. 9/10 of a second, the difference. Coming through turns 6 and 7 with 2 laps to go. Kovnat with a steady lead over a second. A little bit loose there coming out of the final corner. Kovnat's going to take the white flag this time by 1 lap to go here at Watkins Glen International into turn 1. Furthest back competition, closest competition you should say, is 2nd of Carmelo Echeverria, gap over 1 second. Not much you can see in his rear view other than that red 92 truck. Just trying to keep it clean, hit his mark for the final time. Down the back straightaway. Gap nearly a second and a half, over a second and a half, into the bus stop for the final time here tonight. Clean in, clean out, into the carousel. Kovnat benefited greatly on that 2nd overtime attempt. Everybody wrecked. He made it to the front out of the carousel for the final time. Heading down towards turn 6. You can barely see Echeverria in his rear view. Hasn't led many laps today, but whenever it mattered the most, he made it count out of the final turn for the final time tonight. Aaron Kovnat, just a few feet away from victory here at Watkins Glen. It's going to be Kovnat here tonight. Finally getting to the white flag, getting across the line. Oh, and then Carmelo's going to turn him after the checkered comes out. I don't know what that's for. Well, Kovnat's definitely going to try to burn it down here. That's 2 in a row for the 56. Not a playoff driver, but definitely making his mark known in the playoffs. If only he made up those 30 points before the playoffs started, he would have been in pretty good shape going forward. Didn't have much competition towards the end. Echeverria was pretty far back from him. Driver of the 56, Ford F-150. Gonna bring it back around to the front stretch to do his burnouts. right there with Logan Brink. Gonna get past him. Victorious at Watkins Glen, second in a row. Aaron Kovnat burning it down. It's his teammate right there, Deitch, with him. Teammates doing burnouts together. Deitch finished the race 10th. Lined up second, dropped quite a bit on that restart there. Kovnat won 2 races in a row here in the UBN Prospect Series. There he is, just towed away. We're going to get a word here from our race winner, Aaron Kovnat, in just 1 second. His drivers head to the interview waiting room. Here we are. We're going to get a word with our race winner, Aaron Kovnat. Aaron, it's Maxwell in the booth. You got a copy.
I do got a copy, brother. How are we freaking doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Back-to-back wins. A little Mickey Mouse, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, you just made it 2 in a row. It's your second race win. Coming into playoffs, well, I mean, you didn't make the playoffs. You're only 30 points out, but momentum was kind of stalling. But now that you're in the playoffs, it seems like it's picked up pretty good. Only a little bit too late. How's it feel? Run me through your emotions right now.
It feels very good. Ironically, my teammate, Noah Nicholson, he's been having probably one of the worst playoff runs you could have. So that kind of sucks. I wish we were traded. But regardless, it's crazy, dude. Like going in to the playoffs, I kind of lost all hope. I didn't even think I'd get a win like ever in UIS. Now, back to back. It's wild.
Well, I mean, you like I said earlier, you missed the playoffs by 30 points. How's it feel that you're? I mean, your momentum's so good right now, but what do you think you could have done a little bit earlier to have made it in?
I think just putting together races. We really lacked. Entering the season, I really was cocky. I didn't think I was the best driver, but I thought I was definitely one of the best in the league. And then I quickly got humbled. And I tried to get a win no matter the cost, wrecking myself, doing stupid stupid stuff, and just a lot of unfortunate stuff. And now I think, now that we've gone into the playoffs, now that I've realized that I'm not the best driver and I just need to stay consistent, keep my nose clean and stuff like that, I feel like that's honestly really benefited myself specifically. And yeah, just we ran really great in the cup race at Pocono. And yeah, just staying consistent right now. That's the name of the game.
Well, I mean, I can hear the excitement in your voice. That's 2 in a row. Hopefully this momentum carries for you into a cup.
Thank you. Me too.
Well, you can hear the excitement in his voice. Word from your race winner here tonight at Watkins Glen, Aaron. Thank you very much, Aaron.
No problem, man.
Aaron Kovnat, your race winner. We're going to get word from our second place finisher of Carmelo Echeverria. Carmelo, it's Maxwell in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yeah.
Well, coming into this race, I believe you only had 1 top 5 prior. Probably were one of the underdogs in the playoffs, but I mean, you just finished second, definitely putting yourself up for a good points finish. for this round in the playoffs. Just run me through what's going through your mind.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. It was very chaotic. Was in like 3 wrecks. But yeah, I'm pretty happy to get a podium.
Yeah, second place finish for you, right there. Definitely what you've been looking for. How do you think this race is, or how do you think that this is gonna carry your momentum into next weekend at Iowa?
Well, yeah, we'll definitely make it. Definitely give me some momentum. I was pretty good at Iowa last time around. I don't know if trucks are going to Iowa, but yeah, it'll make it a lot easier to get to the next round, and just looking forward to the next race.
Yeah, next race for the final round or final race of the round of 10 is Iowa. So, all right, word from your second place finisher there, Carmelo Echeverria. Thank you very much, Carmelo. I think maybe a little bit of internet issues there for the driver of the 92 there. Let's get word from our third place finisher here, Wyatt D. Thompson. Wyatt, it's Maxwell in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
So I don't want to speak for you, but I think the one word that could probably describe that race there for you would have been disappointment.
Yeah, I just got hooked on a restart. 42 going into 43. Trevino just hooked the crap out of me. I didn't get away, and then it just kind of messed up the flow.
I don't have the number here, but I think that you led probably around 30 laps tonight. Definitely one of your best races so far. You came in here third in the playoffs. I think you're probably going to come out in a relatively similar position. How's this momentum going to help carry into Iowa?
I felt pretty good at Iowa last time we ran there. I have a lot of practice at Iowa. I ran college series there not too long ago. Um, it sucks leading the whole race, and then once that first caution came out, just people can in the back can't figure out how to drive their own truck and try not to wreck everybody because I think every single time we had a caution, it was at the bus stop, everyone full sending, or either at turn one, people not getting slowed down. So
Definitely not the race that you would have wanted. I think you probably would have walked away with it if those cautions didn't kept coming out, if you didn't keep getting involved in them. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank before we let you go?
um, I would like to thank the last few lap wrecks that happened there, allowing me to drive from 10th back up to third. I definitely needed that points wise to stay in a good spot for the championship and I appreciate you for streaming, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. Well, word from our third place finisher, Wyatt D. Thompson. We're gonna let you go here, Wyatt.
Appreciate
Well, that was our race here at Watkins Glen International. We're gonna give you a run through of our finishing results. Taking a look right here. We got a word with our first three. Aaron Kovnat walked away with the win, second win in a row. Carmelo Echeverria, second place finish, playoff driver, good result for him. Wyatt D. Thompson, third, also another playoff driver, good result for him as well. Asher Bunkley's going to come home in fourth with Chase George right behind him, fifth. Logan Brink's going to come home in sixth with Tyler Helms behind in seventh, with Henry Kalhoff and Chase Smith finishing in eighth and ninth, respectively. Michael Deitch is going to come home in 10th. 11th is going to go to Travis Prather, Joseph Enright in 12th. 13th, James Cesar. 14th, Max Ford. 15th is going to go to Nick Baston. 16th to Nicholas Rhodes. 17th to Zachary Trevino. 18th to Nicholas Martinez Jr. 19th to William Johnson. Hector Colaz is going to finish 20th. Noah Nicholson in 21st. And that's going to wrap up your finishing results here tonight at Watkins Glen. I'm Maxwell Funderburk, joining you from the Universal Broadcasting Network. Thank you very much for watching. If you're still sticking around, if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on more streams like this. Catch us on Friday for our Xfinity Series race, also here at Watkins Glen. The day after that for our Cup Series race, also at Watkins Glen. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your evening.